This is All Things Considered on 90.9 WBUR. I'm Lynn Joliker. A blend of birdsong, flute and percussion flourishes, and a gentle piano stroll kick off the debut album from the New England Jazz Collaborative. The 6 tracks on the album just out today are written by local composers and recorded by a big band made up of professional New England musicians. It's a big step for the collaborative, which formed to provide a platform for new jazz works. The founder, Jeremy Cohen, is here to talk about why that's needed. Hi, Jeremy.
Hi, how are you?
Good, thanks. So the song we're hearing first is called Another Brighter Day, and you composed it. We're going to now jump ahead a few minutes in the song, actually, so we can hear a little bit of how it progresses. Since you wrote it, how do you describe the song?
You know, I was heavily influenced from listening as a kid to groups like Steely Dan and also Sting's period where Branford Marsalis was in the group and mostly played soprano saxophone. So I had that in mind for this piece. It just goes to show that even if you have a traditional big band, it doesn't mean that it has to sound like anything that came before it.
And again, you started the collaborative back in 2021. And you have a specific mission about getting new jazz out there. What is that mission?
Yeah, we're dedicated to presenting and documenting new music by local composers, especially orchestral music, which is difficult to stage on your own. The resources and the organization required to put together a 17-piece, 18-piece group to perform or record can be quite challenging.
You say you actually had a trove of music at home that you had written, right? You're a percussionist and a composer. You had all this written music and nowhere to perform and record it?
Yes, and a lot of us wrote this music during the pandemic. So it was kind of this explosion of creativity that gave us this momentum to have the organization that we have now.
And the tunes range from New Orleans swing to romantic balladry. And from rather cacophonous fusion to some oddly timed funk. So what does that say in terms of just the eclectic variety of jazz, and what are you trying to present in terms of that, all the different influences?
Yeah, I mean, jazz has always been a genre that was able to accommodate lots of different influences. And an orchestra is just an amazing palette for all of those different influences to come together. And then when you have a composers collective and all these different folks with their own voices writing for it, you get just this breathtaking variety that I think makes the project more accessible and also in a way more contemporary because of how varied our listening diets are these days in general.
And we should say the New England Jazz Collaborative produces jazz events in the community in various forms and locations, so it's not all big band music. And on that note, let's go out on the final track from the album. It's called Green Turtle Strut. Tell us a little bit about this song. It has African influences, right?
Yeah, Green Turtle Strut is based on West African highlife music and kind of Afro-pop more generally. Guitar-driven, groove-driven, heavily featuring percussion, all those things that make for good dance music.
Sounds like fun for a summer party.
Yeah, that's the hope.
And you're having a live album release celebration and performance September 17th at Arrow Street Arts in Cambridge. The album is called Tributaries. Jeremy Cohen, percussionist, composer, and founder of the New England Jazz Collaborative. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thanks for having me.